And the disciples were bickering, talking about which one was the greatest. Kind of reminds me of turning on the TV and seeing a news show and all the talking heads. And one just wants to be louder than the other and prove their point, no matter what side of the aisle they're on. But then it gets disgusting with how heinous and how ugly and how vicious and how hateful their speech can become, going one to another. I remember during the political campaigns for presidency, talking to a friend of mine, and he says, I tell my kids to leave the room. If there's a news show on, I will not have my child in the room. Because they absorb everything. They hear everything. And it really distorts their viewpoint on the leaders of our nation. But I think also in our own households, kids listen to everything that we say. They will spit out anything. So if we are bickering amongst themselves, the language that we use, of course, our kids start using the same things because we're the ones that form them. We're the ones that train them. And kids, they say the darndest things too. My niece, Stella, when she was 6 years old, I always remember she went over to my mom's house back in Ohio, and she goes up to my mom. She says, Grandma, why is everything at your house so old? And everything at my house is so new. That has nothing to do with the homily. I just thought it was a good But what comes out of their mouth is just, it can be very, very cute, but very real. They kind of cut to the point. And putting a child in our midst, even in our homes, in our families, if there are some bickering, or these news reporters that are going back and forth with each other, I wonder what they would do if somebody just said stop, and then put a kid in front of them. Is that going to change their demeanor on how they talk to one another? Because they know a child is listening. By the way that we live our lives, by our words and our actions, we promote love, we promote peace, we promote reconciliation, unification. But I think if we forget, and we're just so on the surface that we just go at each other like cats and dogs. That's not what it's about. People are always watching every one of our actions. And we know full-heartedly that God is always watching our words and actions. Are we emulating the gospel by our lives or not? I like to go down to Boston for my days off, and I just like to walk the city. I just walk the city, walk all day, get lunch, walk some more, end up getting dinner, walk some more, and finally fall asleep. That's how I like to spend my day off. Well, I got back for the weekend, and a parishioner saw me after the 8 o'clock Mass. And she says, oh, my niece saw you down in Boston. She says, you were wearing a blue shirt. It had Toledo, University of Toledo, I went to college, written on the shirt. And you were wearing Nantucket red pants. I said, oh, I was. Yeah, pink pants. But anyway, yeah, Nantucket red pants. And she said, and she got into a half an hour long conversation with you. Now, I didn't get a conversation with anybody down in Boston, I'll guarantee you that. But it just made me think, well, so that she got that part of the story wrong, but she indeed did see me. I was in the Seaport District, I was wearing a blue shirt and all that. It just got me to think, like, what did I do? I wasn't doing anything bad in Boston, of course I wasn't, but still, like, were my words and actions being emulated in a Christian way the entire time I was down there? Because again, people are always watching, our kids are always watching, our relatives are always watching. And if they see me, are they going to be able to see a Christian portrayed in real life right in front of them? Or sometimes we turn off the switch and then it goes into the disciples bickering. Which one of us is greatest? Hopefully that's not how each of us lives our life. We should always live our lives as if a child was in our midst, and that child, Jesus Christ, in our midst, who watches and absorbs everything. Does that change how we speak? Does that change how we act? So as we gather together in worship and faith, may our worship here be authentic. And may when we go home, may our worship at our domestic churches in our own homes. Each of our homes is as a domestic church. Our families, we are forming each other in faith. We are worshiping day after day. May we ask ourselves, whether we're in this building, or we're at home, or we're away someplace else, is our worship and our faith truly authentic?